using CAI to create baseline tests. Continuous Application Insight, or CAI, is an agent-based technology that captures diagnostic-level information about what your application is doing under the covers. While this has benefits in several areas, in this segment, we're going to see how that information can be used to create a baseline test of a business process that can then be used to validate that the business process is executing correctly. Here we have captured a number of transactions already. I'm going to view those by clicking on the Analyze Transactions menu item in the Application Insight subtab. And in here, I have a number of operations that were executed via a web-based interface, ending with a withdrawal of some funds from my checking account. I can take a look at what this transaction really looks like, and you can see that there's a lot of activity happening under the covers. In order to be able to capture this particular transaction and use it as a marker for generating a baseline test, I need to shelve all occurrences of this transaction. At this point, because there was only one, their bookshelf containing the list of transactions that I'm interested in processing only contains that one operation. When I display the contents of the shelf, I can then create a baseline by clicking on the Create Baseline button. And when I display the specific details about that transaction, I see I have a number of operations. In order to create a baseline test, I need to make sure that I specify that this is going to be a stateful test, meaning that I need to be able to execute all of the steps prior to this one in order to get to this point in the application. Once I've done this, then the rest of the operation options have been hidden from view, and I can simply create the baseline test that I'm interested in. I'm going to specify that I want to save that baseline test in my sandbox project, and it's going to start with a prefix of Larry _. Finally, I will specify that the disposition of the items in the shelf is that they should be deleted so that my shelf is empty. At this point, I can simply create the baseline by clicking on the Create button, and you can see that the shelf is now empty. If I go to my Manage subtab, you can see that I have this new test that has been created. But in the Dev Test Portal, which is this web-based interface into commonly accessed functions, it does not provide you the details of the test itself, because that's not what the intention of this Dev Test Portal is. Instead, in order to be able to see the actual test steps, we need to go to the fully featured workstation application. And by refreshing this, you can see that this test case now displays in the Explorer-like interface. I can double-click on this, and you can see all of the various web steps that were necessary in order to get to that final withdrawal operation. If you're interested in seeing how CAI can be used to automate the automation of testing your applications, reach out to your CA DevOps sales specialist and request more information or a demonstration of the Continuous Application Insight solution.